Hello,
Hi, can you hear me?
Satomi-san. Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. Good afternoon.
Yeah, long time no see.
Yeah, it's been a very long time, so I'm so
Mm,
glad to see you again, Satomi-san,
mm,
and
mm,
welcome back to my
mm.
class. So,
Thank you.
how are you doing today, Satomi-san?
Yeah, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
Today I'm at the office,
Mm-hmm.
and then I wasn't in office for 3 weeks because I
Mm-hmm.
got COVID.
Oh, I see. Okay. So you
So
had to work from home for 3 weeks?
yeah, that's right. And
Mm-hmm.
I had to use, sick leaves for
Mm-hmm.
like 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, it was, really bad experience.
I can
It,
imagine.
wa- it
Mm-hmm.
was not a fatal, like it's like
Mm-hmm.
a, die or
Mm-hmm.
alive
Mm-hmm. Okay.
situation. It's
Mm-hmm.
not like that, but still,
Mm-hmm.
I suffered a lot from this burning, throat.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you
That was the
suffered from.
most painful
Mm-hmm.
experience.
Mm-hmm.
And then I lost my taste and smell for until now. I mean,
Really?
yeah, I got back,
Mm-hmm.
today I would say it's 95% back. It's
Mm-hmm.
not perfect yet, but almost there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I
Mm,
see. But have you already well, you're back in the office, so I suppose you have
yes.
already tested negative
No.
for COVID-19.
No, because,
Mm-hmm.
according to the government, when you got COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and then count for, 7 days after you're free.
Mm-hmm.
Basically. And then my case, I was supposed to be free on, last month, 25th. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then, after it's, been 2 weeks already. So I should be free, right?
Yeah, right. But did you
Mm,
have to get yourself tested and like you have to did you have to provide the negative test
mm.
result to your company?
No,
Hmm.
no. I didn't
Okay,
have to.
I see. All
Mm.
right. So you just have to count the days and no need to
Yeah,
do the testing.
exactly.
Hmm.
Yeah. And
Okay.
then I, stayed at home until, I feel okay, because after, 7 days or
Hmm.
10 days, I still had like a this kind of like a tingling feeling in my
Yeah.
throat,
Yeah.
like a horse.
Hmm.
And then,
Always felt voice. Yeah. Hmm.
yeah, I lost voice. And
Hmm.
then yeah, I took my time,
Hmm.
the longest as possible. So this
Yeah,
should
three
be
weeks. I think
mm,
that must have been long
mm,
enough to,
yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, for you to fully
mm,
recover. But anyway,
yeah,
you haven't really fully recovered because your
mm,
taste hasn't fully
mm,
recovered. But
yeah,
other than that, maybe
mm,
you have already fully recovered.
yeah. And then you
Right.
know what? I
Mhm.
haven't been vaccinated before.
Oh, really?
I
Until now?
Yeah, until now.
Mm.
Until I got this real COVID. This is a
Uh,
vaccine for me.
oh, yeah, right. Because, after this,
Mm,
then you won't need to get vaccinated because your body has already built its own
yeah, yeah,
immunity
yeah.
from the
Yeah.
virus. Hmm.
Exactly. So I hope this, works for like I don't know how long this is gonna last. Like
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm.
3 months, maybe.
Hmm.
I'll be, COVID free for
For
three
three
months.
months. Okay. Is that so? I'm not really sure. I did not really look into
Mm,
that. But anyway, are
mm-mm.
you going to get yourself vaccinated after 3 months or after this
No,
experience
no,
now?
no, no, no,
Mhm.
no, 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 no. I'm
Okay.
okay because my husband, he's got vaccinated twice,
Hmm.
and then comparing my symptoms and his symptoms, it wasn't that much difference. Maybe
Hmm.
his symptoms was a little bit milder than mine, but
Hmm.
I didn't see that the huge
Any
difference.
significant? Yeah. Yeah.
Any significant
Right. Hmm.
difference,
Hmm.
right? So I'm like, "Hmm,
You're not convinced.
no, I'm not convinced
Yeah, I
at
know.
all."
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are not really convinced, and I
Mm,
also do not understand why the
mm,
government um obliges. I mean, many
mm,
governments oblige
mm,
their
mm,
citizens or their people
mm,
to get vaccinated.
Mhm.
should be given as, what do you call that, like an option for people to,
Mhm.
to decide on their own whether or not
Mhm.
they should get themselves vaccinated.
Mhm.
But do you find it difficult to, let's say, move around your country, considering that you're not vaccinated? Because here in the Philippines, they
Oh.
would ask you a
Mhm.
vaccination card. Let's say if you ride
Mhm.
the
Mhm.
airplane, if you
Mhm.
go
Mhm.
somewhere, and
Mhm.
there was a time when they
Mhm.
required
Mhm.
the vaccination card if you take the
Mhm.
public transportation. It was really
Mhm.
crazy. It caused some protests, but we
Mhm.
had that time. So what about
Mhm.
there in Japan? Do you find it difficult to
Mhm.
go around without having yourself vaccinated?
Yeah, for Japan, it was, there's no strict restriction,
Hmm.
in this case. So I didn't feel anything, any inconvenience,
Hmm. Hmm.
not being vaccinated unless I want to go to the overseas. That would
Hmm.
be a different story, Even
Right. Hmm.
now, my case, I need to get tested like 70 hours before upon arrival, to
Hmm.
Japan,
Hmm.
to re-enter Japan, I need to get tested, and then it's gonna cost me, like more than like $200 or
Hmm.
so. So it's inconvenient for sure,
Yeah,
if
but
I
you
want to
don't need to
travel
travel.
overseas. At this moment, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
just being in Japan, there's no, inconvenience,
Hmm.
for the people who hasn't vaccinated.
Hmm.
But
Great.
the
Hmm.
government, they have started this campaign about, that promotion about like a national discount. And then if
Mm, okay.
you have this, like a vaccine certificate,
Hmm.
if you have been,
Give it a
um,
shot if you have been
give a shot
vaccinated.
for
Yeah.
more than 3 times,
Uh-huh.
to be precise.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you get the discount when you want to travel.
Oh, okay.
Otherwise, you need to get tested, PCR,
Hmm.
and then every like it's up to where you live.
Hmm.
Like if you live in Tokyo, you can get tested, PCR tested for free
Hmm.
if you live in Tokyo. But in my case, I live in Kanagawa. To get, PCR tests, and get this certificate cost me like 3,000 yen.
Hmm.
So in my case, even though I get the discount, I still have to pay 3,000 yen to, get tested.
It's not really like a
It's not
discount.
really, no, 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 no.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's inconvenient if I want to,
Uh-huh.
use this,
Hmm.
promotion.
Okay.
And yeah,
Hmm.
but that's all about it.
I
And
see.
then
But
yeah,
it's
no.
good that,
Mm,
and I find it interesting that you are
mm,
using your own discernment about
mhm,
this thing. I mean, a
mhm,
lot of people if just follow whatever the government tells them to
mm,
do.
mhm,
And there are some people, but not so
mhm,
many, use their
mhm,
own discernment and try to weigh
mhm,
things and see for
mhm, mhm.
themselves what
Yeah,
works best for
yeah.
them. So
Mhm,
it's good in your case. You are
mhm.
using your own judgment
Yeah,
in making your
exactly.
own
Yes.
decisions.
Always, yes.
Hmm.
I don't, peer pressure wouldn't work for me, even at work, people think, everyone should be vaccinated, of
Hmm.
course. And then, but I don't really feel the pressure on me, even though,
Hmm. Are you the
it,
only unvaccinated employee in your
it's
company?
not only, but,
Uh-huh.
a few, very
Uh-huh.
few.
Very few. Hmm.
Most of people, already been vaccinated, at
Hmm.
least twice or so.
Hmm.
So you know, this kind of pressure wouldn't work for me. So I can, follow my decision,
Yeah. Hmm.
um,
That's
you know,
great.
yeah.
I would say government should respect that. Should the
Mm,
government should give
mm,
the people
mm,
the the freedom to
mm-hmm.
make their own judgments and make their
Yes.
own decisions.
Mm-hmm,
Mhm.
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Right.
But I'm sure the people who knows I haven't been vaccinated. I think they probably were curious that how my condition goes
Mm-hmm.
along. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but at this moment, all the COVID viruses, spread enough to
Mm-hmm.
get weakened. and
Yeah.
then they have a lot of branches now, and then
Hmm.
got weaker and weaker, so
Hmm.
it's not fatal anymore, really.
Hmm. Yeah, right. And we have
Mm,
already gathered enough data, I would say,
mm,
about its
mm,
symptoms and its like limits and
mm,
weaknesses, and so
mm,
I think we have already enough knowledge and enough
mm,
data
mm,
to know how to manage, let's say, when
mm,
somebody
mm.
gets infected with this
Yeah.
virus.
That's right. So yeah, yeah, but I don't want to get infected again, because I suffered a lot, for sure.
Hmm.
And it was worse than usual flu,
Hmm.
or the cold,
Right.
just cold.
Yeah, but actually, the vaccine does not protect people from
Mm.
getting the virus,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it
Mm.
only minimizes the
Mm-hmm.
symptoms
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
or
that's
weakens
right.
the symptoms, but
Mm,
people are
mm,
still
mm,
exposed to
mm.
getting infected with the virus.
Yeah, that's right. And then, being stuck at home for 3 weeks, I
Hmm.
just really want to go out now,
Oh yeah, that's another
Yeah.
thing that we need to put up with once we
Mm-hmm.
get infected. The
Yeah.
quarantine period.
Yeah. I got
Uh,
really, really bored, and then, feeling so, like left out.
Isolated, yeah.
Yeah, isolated for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I just, that's why
Hmm.
me and my colleague, one of my colleagues, uh, me and her, we just plan to go into Disney World,
Hmm.
Disneyland, next month,
Hmm.
to
Okay,
have a
that's
blast,
yeah, yeah, that's a good plan. It's a good plan. So, you know, what do you call that? Like,
Mm,
to reward yourself
mm-hmm,
for
mm-hmm,
having been quarantined, having been
mm,
isolated at home for three
mm-hmm.
weeks.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
Okay, great. Anyway, so is
Mm.
there any lesson that you would like to use for
Ah,
this class during this
yeah, no
time?
problem. We
Mm.
can just carry on the free conversation.
Okay. Yeah, so I was carried away
Yeah, no problem.
with
It
our
always
conversation.
happens.
Hmm.
Normally I prefer free conversations with
Hmm.
um, yeah, yeah,
Hmm. Okay.
that's my
Anyway,
style.
so about the vaccine, I met a couple of Japanese students, and they
Mm-hmm.
told me that they went to get their fourth shot. So I
Mm-hmm.
was I was wondering if, well, you said that the
Mm-hmm.
government gives some discounts or some
Mm-hmm.
benefits for those people who have
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
been vaccinated more than
Yeah.
3 times. So maybe
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that's kind of the motivation
Mm-hmm.
for the people to go and get
Yeah.
their
Mm-hmm.
fourth shot.
Mm-hmm.
But here in the Philippines, I don't know if I'm not really sure, but I only heard of a third shot, which
Oh,
is
okay. Mm-hmm.
considered, or which is also known as the booster shot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the
Mm-hmm.
booster shot. But so you're not anti-vaccine, are
Mm-hmm.
you?
What do you mean? I am
Anti-vax.
mhm,
They
mhm.
call people anti-vax. Those people who.
Probably. Yeah, I am.
Okay. But so
uh,
you are an anti-vax
mhm.
only for COVID, not only for the vaccine for COVID-19, or for vaccines in
Uh,
general.
yeah, vaccines in general, because
Hmm.
I don't even, mostly never,
Hmm.
when I was in primary school, there was like a must to get a shot, like
Yeah.
several kinds
Hmm.
of, because you're growing up, and then,
Hmm.
you need to get certain, kind of vaccination,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
And then, but you don't have any choice to, say no.
Yeah.
But since I grew up, I never tried to, get the vaccination, willing to, I
Hmm.
never willing to get the vaccination. And then, but, I am 47 years old. And then maybe I got the flu only once.
Really?
Yeah, just
Even
once.
during the flu season in Japan?
No, just I just got just a regular flu, regular
Hmm.
cold, cold,
Uh-huh.
not a
Uh-huh.
flu even.
Uh-huh.
But
Okay.
the other people, they get this shot,
Mm.
flu shot, every year, you know.
Yeah, right.
Um,
Every flu season.
yeah,
Yeah.
like they just do this in like a pre how can I say, like getting ready before winter begins.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
hmm
every year, you know.
hmm
But I have never, even
hmm
got a shot. But I am
hmm
fine, you know. And then, once I got the chicken pox when I was like 40, 41, 42,
hmm
and I was surprised, normally chicken pox, only the children and got them, right?
Yeah.
And then, but think back, I have never gotten the real
Uh-huh.
chicken pox, when I was a child, because I
hmm
was vaccinated. I got this, vaccinated. So, I had that,
So you
because we,
were vaccinated with chicken pox vaccine, but you
yeah,
still
when I
got.
was small.
Yeah,
Of
but
course, because it's been like 30 years. you
uh-huh.
know that this
Really?
kind of
hmm
vaccine will expire in your body
hmm
because it's been like a 20, 30 years, right?
hmm
So it expires.
Okay.
And then, I got this real chicken pox when I was 42. I was
hmm
really devastated because
Like the
getting
vaccine
chicken,
failed you.
no, 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 because it just expired. And
Yeah.
then this being happening to other people, not only
Uh-huh.
me,
Uh-huh.
people who had this real chicken pox when they are small, this kind of natural vaccine is more stronger. Like my case this time, I got a real COVID, not a,
Yeah.
you know, it's like a vaccination. It probably
hmm
my immune system, it will work better than
The
the
vaccine.
vaccine, right?
Yeah.
And
hmm
then chicken pox, it was, I got, like a breakout for all over my body, even
Oh, wow.
faces.
hmm
And then even, going to the clinic, the nurse supplied to see my face because it was all over.
Wow.
It
hmm
looked like a monster,
hmm
I was
Yeah, I
scared to
can
myself.
imagine. Yeah. hmm hmm
I wondered, how this is going to disappear,
hmm
But it disappeared within a week.
hmm
I of course used some kind of cream, and I got
Yeah.
antibiotics, and then
hmm
all the medicine. Luckily, it gone.
hmm
Nothing like anything happened.
hmm
I didn't. I have just one spot of scar.
Ah, really?
Just tiny.
hmm
No one really recognize it.
hmm
But
I think
that.
the thing
Mm,
that
mm,
people usually are really scared
mm,
about the chicken pox is the
mm,
scar that it's
mhm.
going to leave, especially on their face.
Yes.
But I think you did a good job
Mm,
in getting rid of those scars.
mm.
So that's you only have one scar that's visible.
Yeah, the thing is, you need to take this, special antibiotics,
Mm-hmm.
as soon as possible,
Mm-hmm.
and then I probably, recognize, the one symptoms,
Yeah,
feeling itchy, and then I just notice, like one thing, and then I don't know, I instantly thought, this could be
this
chicken
must
pox.
be a chicken pox. Yeah, and
And
then.
then I just rushed to, the clinic, and
Mm-hmm.
then, yeah. If you, start taking the medication, um, later on, it will be more worse.
Uh-huh. So the key
Mm,
is
mm,
starting the medication
mm.
on time, or like,
Yes, yes,
Mhm.
yes, that's right.
Mhm.
Mm,
Okay, I say.
mm,
Yeah, it's maybe not very
mm.
informed, but it's
Mhm,
actually my first time to hear that the
mhm,
vaccine, that the effect of the vaccine wears out in our
mhm.
body.
Yes.
So it
Mhm,
expires according to you. So
mhm, mhm,
what I was told
mhm,
is that once you have been vaccinated, for example, with the chickenpox vaccine,
mhm,
then you're
mhm,
not going to have chickenpox, in your lifetime. So
Mm.
apparently that's not the case.
Yeah, because vaccine is, weaker than the real things, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you got the real chicken pox in your childhood, when you're a child, probably works for your lifetime,
Lifetime.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, because of the vaccination is not a real,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
it's
Right.
weaker than the
Mm-hmm.
real ones for sure, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I read from, this article,
Mm-hmm.
when I
Okay.
was searching through, what
Mm-hmm.
happened to me, how come
Right.
I'm getting chicken pox at
Oh yeah.
14?
I,
And then, I just found out,
yeah,
that
I
that
know.
yeah.
Whenever we get some symptoms or get some diseases,
Mm-hmm.
we tend to do a lot of research about it.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Okay, so probably,
Mm,
yeah, your findings are
mm-hmm.
quite reliable because yeah, they
Mm,
are based on your own experience.
yeah.
But I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember if I've ever got if I've ever got chicken pox. So
Mm-hmm.
I think I haven't got chicken pox. So
Mm-hmm.
maybe I was given the chickenpox vaccine. I never
Yeah.
asked my
Mm-hmm.
parents if they
Mm-hmm.
had me get the chickenpox vaccine. But yeah, in my
Mm-hmm.
hometown, we also
Mm-hmm.
have that vaccination for kids, and it's
Mm-hmm.
usually mandatory.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was in like kinder and first grade, maybe,
Mm-hmm.
the teacher would line us up and,
Mm-hmm.
we would
Mm-hmm.
one by
Yeah, yeah.
one get
Yeah.
vaccinated. And I
Mm-mm-mm.
remember some of my classmates would try to escape by jumping over the window because they are
Yeah, I know what you
they are
mean.
afraid of
Mm.
the injection,
Yes, yes, yes.
but they would still be caught
Mm.
and
Oh my God.
and brought back.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, maybe I was given a chickenpox vaccine.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I have a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Just a few days ago,
Mm-hmm.
we had this conversation because I have a son, and
Mm-hmm.
he is now 1 and 7 months old, and
Mm-hmm.
we've been taking him to the clinic almost every
Mm-hmm.
month for his
Okay.
monthly
Mm-hmm.
vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
So we are my I don't have a particular stand
Mm-hmm.
on vaccines, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
my wife is, I would say, a believer of
Mm-hmm.
vaccines. So
Mm-hmm.
and my sister-in-law, my wife's
Mm-hmm.
sister,
Mm-hmm.
um, always reminds us to
Mm-hmm.
not skip the vaccination day
Oh.
or to
Mm-hmm.
complete all the vaccinations. So
Mm-hmm.
okay, so I just comply. So
Mm-hmm.
we bring our son to the clinic
Mm-hmm.
almost every month for his
Mm-hmm.
monthly vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have this friend. We met last week, and we had this
Mm-hmm.
conversation about the
Mm-hmm.
vaccine because I spend a lot of money actually
Mm-hmm.
for my son's
Okay.
vaccination. And
Mm-hmm.
then he said that he's never been vaccinated with any vaccine.
Oh,
And I
oh.
asked, was it possible? Because
Mm-hmm.
I what I know is
Mm-hmm.
it's required. And he
Mm-hmm.
said he was actually experimented on. So he
Oh.
was like a subject of like an
Oh.
experiment,
Wow.
and so he's not
Ah.
been vaccinated with any vaccines.
Wow.
And he's okay. He's never
Mhm.
been sick of any serious disease.
Oh, oh.
And he said it's all about maintaining a
Mhm,
very functional,
mhm,
very strong immune system.
mhm,
I don't
mhm.
know how he maintains a very
Mm,
strong
mhm,
immune system,
mm,
but
mhm,
yeah, he says that it's all about the
mm.
immune system. The
Yes, yes.
body is already equipped with
Mhm.
its own immunity. Yeah.
Ah, that's right. I see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense actually. Mm.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe. Well, I
Mm.
would say the vaccines are still helpful, but
Mhm.
they are not really like like what do you call that? Like
Mm.
a one-time, big-time solution to all diseases.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 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 that's right. Because, the new diseases, coming one after another. So,
Exactly. Right. So we are
yeah.
only trying to catch up with
Mm-hmm.
our vaccines. Yeah.
Yeah. That's in the human's history,
Hmm.
actually.
Right,
Mm.
right. So it boils down to,
Uh-huh.
maintaining a very strong
Mm-hmm.
immune system. And we do that by keeping ourselves healthy.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's right.
And you do look healthy, so perhaps you have a
Mm.
good immune system.
Ah, thank you very much. Yes.
All right. And anyway, I'm afraid time is up now. As much
Mm-hmm.
as I'd like to continue on with this very
Mm-hmm.
engaging conversation, unfortunately, we have to
Mm-hmm.
say goodbye for now. So thank
Mm-hmm.
you so much, Satomi-san. Enjoy the rest of the day, and I'll
Mm-hmm.
see you later.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Bye. Take care.
You too.